What are we doing
Yeah,
here?
what are they still doing? I mean, maybe at this point they're just looking for any little bit of attention, trying to make headlines like, oh my, maybe the goal is trying to get the headline, oh, they're still doing this kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like maybe that's the goal. For a lot of these organizations, they are run by professional business people and they're looking to be in the headlines. So
Mhm.
maybe this is just one last hurrah trying to get into those headlines, at least for the next 4 years. You know what I mean?
Tate Brown here holding it down for Tim Pool. We got an interview coming up here with James Klüg, bringing him on to discuss all things NFL and figure out why are they still doubling down on the woke agenda in 2025. I shouldn't even have to say woke agenda anymore. Why is it still a thing? Well, we'll get to the bottom of it. This is from ABC News. NFL teams will again stencil messages in the end zone. The NFL is considering his on-field social justice. So you love it. We all love this, the woke crap going on in the paint here. So 32 teams, you get to choose from one of these 4 options: end racism, stop hate, choose love, or inspire change. And it takes all of us will be stenciled in the opposite end zone for all games. So what are we doing? I mean, is the NFL really they're doubling down on this? I mean, it just feels so juvenile and weird that we still have to do this. Trump won this loss at the ballot box. Yeah, I wanted your thoughts on the NFL situation. Yeah, they're letting you choose from 4 great options to put in the end zone, and racism being one of them. There's a lot of racists out there that are watching the NFL and they see the paint on the end zone and they think, "Wow, I could be so much better. I shouldn't." I shouldn't continue down this path. So let's see. Here we go. We got full screen. That looks good.
Yeah. I gotta reframe this 1 second.
So anyway, I was curious. What your thoughts
so what
are?
are the options? I'm playing a little bit of catch up here, but what are the options right now? Because end racism, I mean, that's going to be disappointing a lot of fans. That's really going against kind of what they're looking for. There's a lot of people on the other side of that issue, right? So in this kind of national debate that we're having, what are the other options? Do we know?
Yeah, it was end racism, stop hate, choose love, or inspire change. So you have 4 great options there.
What is this? Man, inspire change. I don't know. Maybe the fourth one. I'm not really sure. Are people allowed to vote on this stuff? The craziest thing, like, why are we still doing this? I
Right.
thought Project 2025 was supposed to eliminate all this like nonsense
Yeah,
that we were
real.
dealing with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we voted for that. We voted for that change, but yeah, dude, the fact that this is still going on kind of blows my mind. I think that they're just looking for like national attention at this point
hmm
because everything's become so much more conservative. The pendulum has swung so much that I think they're just looking for like Donald Trump's attention,
Yeah.
attention from the administration. You know what I mean?
hmm
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I know that when I was going to a Philadelphia Eagles game, shout out to the Eagles, I saw that they had like end racism on, kind of whatever. I'm not the biggest sports expert here, but um, in the touchdown area, basically. And dude, at this point, like everyone just ignores this stuff.
Right.
Like I don't even know who are they doing this for, right? Like
hmm
who's actually concerned about this stuff? Who actually is interested in seeing that in the on the field? Nobody cares about this stuff. I don't know what we're still doing. Like I thought we were done with this. Apparently, we're not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's something to specifically targeting the NFL because I mean, love it or hate it. Obviously, there's a lot of people very critical of Americans' fascination with professional sports, and a lot of those concerns are justified. But again, like I said, for better or for worse, the NFL is an institution. It is distinctly American, and it is something that is really important to like a large number of men across this country. It's something they look forward to on Sundays and Monday nights.
Right.
There kind of seems to be kind of a more of a demoralization tactic, but and that used to work. Like I remember like when the NFL first started doing this stuff and they had like the Black National Anthem and stuff like that, you did feel a bit like helpless to some degree because you're like, oh, they're really doing this and there's like, they're going to shove this down my throat now. But now it's almost like kind of embarrassing. You're like, dude, why? No one else is still doing this. I mean, like we saw Pride Month where none of these companies changed their logos, or very few of them changed their logos. So now I don't feel helpless. I'm just kind of confused. I'm like,
This point, they're just looking for any little bit of attention, trying to make headlines like, oh my, maybe the goal is trying to get the headline, oh, they're still doing this kind of thing.
yeah,
You know what I mean? Like maybe that's the goal. For a lot of these a lot of these organizations, they are run by professional business people and they're looking to be in the headlines. So
Hmm.
maybe this is just one last hurrah trying to get into those headlines, at least for the next 4 years. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Like that's their big focus. That's their big goal. I know that there was like a male cheerleader and whatnot. Everyone's thinking, hey,
Yeah,
we're done with that. Well, people are also talking about it, right?
sure.
So
Yeah.
maybe that's just kind of this last woke hurrah BS trying to be like, hey, we're not done with it just yet. Like,
Hmm.
as they're like fizzling out. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, certainly like Gen Z's not putting up with it. They don't tolerate that nonsense in sports. And I think a lot of it's just being ignored. But the US, one thing I will say, we are a lot further ahead than a lot of other places. Like, dude, in Canada, they're still doing like land recognition, right?
Yeah.
They might be doing it in UK as well. I mean,
Yeah.
that stuff is so over the top and
We're on
so absurd
occupied
and so
Roman
like,
land.
oh, it's just so gross, dude. It's like, what do you guys you're like? This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
But so at least we're further ahead on that stuff. But yeah, I don't know. It's a mixture of me wanting to say everyone's ignoring it, like the people at home and that go to the games are ignoring it, but it's still right now making headlines just because everything's swinging so much more to the right. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think that's a big aspect of what's going on is the NFL is so big and it takes a lot for the average NFL fan to be dissuaded to not tune in to watch. And the NFL knows that. And so I think that's why they feel like they can push the envelope a little more, like you said, to grab headlines because they know that audience isn't going anywhere because they can, I mean, the amount of crap they put their audience through during COVID and they didn't shake them.
Dude.
So,
It's one of those things like there are certain companies with certain audiences that you can put pressure on and you can actually cancel, right? We saw that
mhm,
with Bud Light. Like, who was their clientele, right? It was college students. They didn't want to do this whole trans woke gross stuff. That was a successful boycott because they were out of their realm, right? Their audience said absolutely not. Well, NFL is super mixed and people are so dedicated to it. Like, I have a ton of friends, dude. What's the Sunday Red Zone,
right.
right?
Yeah.
Red Zone is like a religious experience to them, right? And I know that sounds kind of pathetic, but like, they're obsessed with it. They love
Mhm.
it. It's every single Sunday. They look forward to it, right? And so, kind of going on what you were saying, NFL's basically at a point where they could just smack somebody across the face over and over again, call them
Literally.
fat, call them ugly, and they're
Yeah.
still gonna be like, well, I'm still gonna watch the games, dude. I don't even care. People do not care at this point. They will literally tolerate anything.
Yeah.
NFL knows that, but within reason, right? Like maybe they have one last hurrah of a lot of woke nonsense over the next 3 years or so. If I were to guess, I think it's going to be calming down because people really just don't care about it.
Yeah. I mean, that really is the thing is the national environment has changed so much. But yeah, like I remember during COVID, I mean,
For
well, you had the
sure.
Kaepernick thing and NFL fans didn't really know how to react. So they were just like, oh, he's not a good quarterback. Like that was their problem with him. Um, and then you
Yeah.
had like even
Yeah.
like NASCAR. Like I remember NASCAR was getting crazy during like COVID, where they had like the guy LARPing like there was like the 50s, like there was a noose in his garage or whatever, and like that was like a whole thing. And they
It
had
was the
like
garage pull down, dude. They were looking
yeah,
for it anywhere, bro. They were
yeah,
looking for it anywhere. So we've definitely gone away from that, right? We've
hmm
definitely gone away from that. Where like, didn't Kaepernick just have his new docu-series for everyone that doesn't know his story, which is like 3 people,
yeah,
maybe tops.
yeah,
They had that canceled, you know? It's just
yeah,
like nobody cares, bro.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah, the national. I mean, another indication you can tell the national environment is changing because college football is getting so popular, and it's like, to a degree, I think a lot of football fans have. I mean, I don't know what the TV numbers look like, but a lot of, at least anecdotally, a lot of guys I know, younger guys, prefer college football to the NFL because college football seems to celebrate a lot of aspects of American culture that make us great that the NFL's abandoned. I mean, for one, it's just like vitality and youthfulness and just like love for the game because like the NFL, it just there's kind of a degree of coldness because there's so much money involved and everything. I know college football is getting pretty bad at the NIL stuff, but college football, it still feels like to a degree the players actually care about the program that they're playing for. It means a little bit more. So I
For
think that's a
sure.
really interesting
There's this like
change.
hardcore meritocratic aspect of it as well, where it's
Yeah,
like who's going to get into the NFL. You know what I mean? Like
yeah,
there's that energy as well.
hmm
There's you representing your tribe, your school, your college. That's a really big deal too. I know there's similarities there with NFL and whatnot, but yeah, I think to a certain degree when it comes to, or probably an extreme degree when it comes to college football as well. I mean, dude, it's do or die for a lot of these kids. Like,
Sure.
they've worked their entire lives. They're going for the NFL, and that's all that matters. All that other nonsense doesn't freaking matter. They're not safe.
Yeah.
They're not safe in their job or anything. It's hey, you get injured, you lose that possibility of getting in the NFL. There's none of that, nonsense. There's no room for nonsense when it comes to that,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. So I think overall, like, and we're seeing with the cheerleader, obviously people are really angry. But there's this general sense of the culture in America moving to the right, because you are seeing there are still some holdovers. People, especially around the immigration thing, get spooked pretty easily. You're seeing a lot of podcasters come out and like basically counter signal the Trump administration's immigration policy. So it's like, okay, yes, I mean, we should be happy that the Overton window has moved to the right. Like Sydney Sweeney is literally going on TV and is like, I have blonde hair and blue eyes. It's the best. And that's like normal now. And it's like, okay, wow, this really is Trump's America. It's getting wacky and wild out here. No
Dude,
more language.
we knew we were back when white people started showing up back in ads.
Yeah.
We knew there was a change going on, like actually attractive people as well, just in general.
Yeah.
Are back in ads. We knew we were back. As for the male cheerleader thing, I mean, like, haven't there always been there's always been male cheerleaders, but they're there for like a supportive kind of position in cheerleading, right? They do the lifting, they do all that stuff. They're pretty big guys.
Yeah.
Usually, I'm pretty sure they're straight dudes too. Like, they're just big, strong
really
guys that throw up the flyers. And in this case, we have a guy like dancing like a girl. Again, Project 2025. We voted against this stuff. Go hit the oil rigs. Get out of here.
Right.
So we're not tolerating that. But I think that is another thing where it's like, people are doing these little things here and there for, okay, well, this is the dominant kind of culture right now. Not saying that, the woke people are saying, oh, woke is dead. Oh, it's totally gone. No, like, these psychopaths still control every single major institution in the United States. But culturally, there has been a pretty significant shift, especially with, Gen Z, Gen Alpha. Like, they don't really put up with this stuff. So I still think, like I said, they're doing a lot of that stuff to grasp onto those headlines. But what were you saying about the immigration aspect? Podcasters going back on, oh my gosh, mass deportations are actually happening. This is spooky. Let's give the left everything they want. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to name names per se, but yeah, you're seeing people. They're like, wait, what about my gardener? No, I needed him.
My gardener.
Yeah, exactly.
My landscaper.
Yeah, dude, what are we going to do without exploiting the cheap illegal labor?
Yeah.
I have these conversations on the street all the time with people because, like, that's obviously the biggest thing that stands out for the Trump administration. And when people are, like, criticizing it, that's the thing that they bring up, right? Oh, my God, masked, dangerous guys kidnapping people. But we kind of figured this would be the case going into the election. Like, everyone knew that, holy crap, we just opened the floodgates. We allow millions of people in. Americans get killed. You have a record-breaking human trafficking crisis, sex trafficking crisis, child trafficking crisis. I mean, the list goes on and on. There's no positives to this. We knew, though, once the mass deportations would start, the only goal for the media right now, basically, is, hey, capture everything bad that is happening with ICE, and we need to make it every single little instance a headline. So if somebody's resisting arrest, that goes CNN, mainstream news. Oh my God, look, they're being aggressive with this illegal immigrant, And so that constant footage is getting a lot of people to kind of buckle, similar to the pressure that people were facing maybe in like 2020 with posting a black square. It's kind of that similar vibe where it's like, oh, we need to keep bombarding you with, look at this poor little, Jose, he's being apprehended. Turns out he played around with children and none of us knew that, but you figure that out 3 days later, nobody follows up and understands it. So you end up with a bunch of ignorant people that are just super upset, and that includes podcasters, like, I'm not intelligent just because you put a mic up to my mouth.
Yeah. Well, I agree with the sentiment. We do need to start putting tariffs on podcasting equipment. This is getting a lot out of control. Exhibit A right here, me. I mean, what, like, but well, dude, thanks for jumping in. It was a last second hot swap, but I really appreciate it. Where can people find you at?
Yeah, you guys can find me at youtube.com/James Klüg or James Klüg on Instagram, real James Klüg on everything else.
Awesome, dude. Well, I appreciate it. Well, hopefully we can get an extended chat. Sometimes we get a full interview in. So appreciate it, man. Have a good rest of your day.
Let's do it. Thanks.
See ya. Alrighty, guys. Well, that was James Klüg. He came in, saved the day, he held it down, gave us some really good, correct takes on the NFL. Just want to thank you guys for joining me for this hour of the Rumble live show. I don't know, it's been a little up in the air recently with the Rumble lineup. Whoever comes after us, I'm not entirely sure. Maybe Surge.
I'm not sure now. No.
Yeah, we don't know. So we would love to raid, but we don't know. We don't know who. We don't know what to do. So anyway, yeah, thank you for hanging out. Hopefully we can get Tim back soon. Really hope so.
You, Tim.
Yeah, we need Tim. He's the GOAT. I mean, his name's in the channel name. I mean, what do we? It's not Tatecast. It's Timcast. So yeah, we need Tim back. Just pray for him. You know, he's worked a lot. He's grinding. So we'll get him back here soon. I'm optimistic. Thanks to producer Surge for holding it down.
Yo.
You can find me on X and Instagram at Real Tate Brown. Come hang out. Maybe send me what you think should be in the NFL end zone. I think there should be another option. They should let you vote, and we can put whatever we want in the end zone. I think that'd be a lot of fun. We can have some naughty words. So anyway, yeah, thank you for hanging out. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll see you tonight for Timcast IRL at 8 p.m. Bye-bye.